And up next, we got Jennifer Maia taking on Casey O'Neill in a women's 125-pound fight. Jennifer Maia, she's been the definition of up and down in the UFC. She's 5-5 in 10 fights, but she still established herself as one of the best gatekeepers in the division. And beating Jennifer Maia definitely means something. And she still has aspirations of another run herself. She's coming off of a win at 34 years old. She's done it all. She's seen it all. She's a long-time Invicta FC champion. She competed for the UFC title. She fought the who's who of the division. Her last fight, she got the upset over Marina Moroz, who was on a big win streak, and now Maia's looking to make an even bigger statement, defeat the undefeated young prospect Casey O'Neill. And Casey O'Neill, she's a brash 25-year-old fighter. She's coming out of Scotland. She trained in a ton of gyms all over the world, but she's settled in Extreme Couture now, and she's gone 9-0 as a pro, and she's won 13 fights in a row. After starting 4-0 in the UFC, she beat Roxanne Modafferi, and she's riding a wave of momentum. She's finally getting a top 10 opponent here. Unfortunately for O'Neill, an ACL injury in that Roxanne fight sidelined her for over a year, and I'm sure it's frustrating to see fighters move on and girls like Erin Blanchfield and Alexa Grasso emerge as the potential future of the division. But it also has to be exciting. I mean, now it's O'Neill's chance to remind everyone that she's also a name to potentially be remembered up there. And her opponent is by far the best in prime fighter that she's fought to date. So coming off a layoff, coming off a knee surgery, this is a tough ask and would be a big win for her. Casey O'Neill, she's tall, long, and lanky. Her last fight was the first fight where she really showcased her ability to strike and use her range better. It was against a low-level striker in Roxanne Modafferi, but the fight was fun, and O'Neill threw a ton of volume. She had solid combinations. In this fight, she's going to have a 5-inch reach advantage, and she must use that to set up her takedowns and not shoot blind. Casey O'Neill, she brings that constant pressure. She's improving her hands, her jab, her 1-2s, her 3-2s. She throws a nice overhand right, and she'll let go with a lot of kicks with both legs. Her leg kicks, front kicks, round kicks, and head kicks stay popping. And she does a good job mixing up the target of her punch and kick combination. She'll go to the body. Defensively, she is hittable. She doesn't move her head. She comes forward and backwards in straight line. She doesn't really use feints. And someone that's a good counterpuncher is definitely going to be able to beat her up and stick and move with overhands, crosses, and give her a lot of issues. And she does have that ability to take some to give some. And if you want to have that game plan versus O'Neill, you have to have the power to keep her honest, or she's going to keep coming and try to push that pace on you. And she's a very good grappler. Her wrestling is a little questionable. She was taken down and lost the first round against Laura Procopio. She got taken down a couple times against Roxanne. And O'Neill's straightforward attack makes it easy for fighters to time takedowns on her and get in on the legs. She does have heavy hips, good balance, and can stuff takedowns to get on top. And that makes a lot of fighters hesitant to try to take her down. But sometimes if she throws a kick or off balances herself, she also can end up on her back. And on bottom, she's super active. She has a great guard. She'll throw up a lot of submissions, elbows, try to create sweeps. So that's why she's so willing to throw a lot of kicks on the feet. I don't think she's worried about going to her back. And when she can get on top, she's a beast. Her wrestling is solid, and she doesn't have the best entries, but she'll use the single or the double leg to come up into the body lock, use her length and her strength to get the takedown. And when she gets on top, she has good ground and pound, endless cardio, and tends to do damage, chip away, and then get late finishes. Before O'Neill's last fight, she had 4 finishes in a row, and 3 in the second round, 1 in the third. And in this fight, she needs to use her mobility, kicks, length, try to stay out of boxing range, and then get the takedowns if she can. And if O'Neill can get on top of anyone in the division, I think she can go to work, have success, wear on them. And O'Neill's on a 13-fight win streak. She's extremely confident. Sometimes that's the biggest weapon you can bring into the cage, your mentality. So this is the biggest test of her career, and we're going to see if she's going to become a true contender after this fight. But Jennifer Maia is underrated. She's no joke. I feel like I say this every time she fights, but she is some of the most underrated and arguably is one of the best boxers in that division. And she's improved her footwork. She has good bounce, good distance control, good job of moving in and out of range, controlling the center, good feints, and she feints more than O'Neill. Good job of moving her head while she pressures. And she has a nasty jab, really good at jabbing or double jabbing her way in for the right cross. She also will throw a jab to left hook combination. Her hands are fast, and she has fast counters, when she can back fighters up towards the fence, she'll flurry in with punch combinations. She isn't a big kicker, but she has decent leg kicks, and she did land a pretty nice high kick on Manon Fiorot. And Maia sometimes gets struggle to work her way inside against tall fighters that can kick and move. And Manon Fiorot did lay the blueprint that Casey O'Neill needs to follow. She was able to keep Maia at bay with kicks and check hooks and didn't stick in the pocket. If Maia can get into boxing range and start to back O'Neill up or pick her off with the jab and the counter two, she's going to beat her up. Casey O'Neill cannot box in this fight. She has to stay long, be all the way out and all the way in. And Jennifer Maia, she's a strong girl, solid grappler. In the clinch against the cage, she has good control. She can hold fighters there and bank rounds. And her last few fights, she's shown wrestling improvements as well. Good singles, nice trips. When she's on top, she's heavy. She can control the position, but she doesn't really do a lot of offense. And her takedown defense is good in this fight. She's going to have her takedown defense on point, not let O'Neill get her to the ground because O'Neill could change the tide of the fight. And Maia has had some losses where she got taken down, but she is active off her back. She'll look for submissions, basically just to try to create scrambles to stand up, but she did catch Joanne Calderwood in an armbar. If fighters can take down Maia and just stay heavy and full guard, they can hold her down though, and I could see Casey O'Neill coming in with that game plan. But Maia has great cardio, super tough, never been finished, and she's a tough out for anyone. And for Jennifer Maia, I think she's trying to pressure, use the jab, feints to get Casey to throw, pull counter. I think the pull overhand, the pull right cross are going to be money for Maia in this fight. And if she can control distance the way she wants, I think she could really outbox Casey. I also think that Maia could have success clinching against the cage, maybe getting some takedowns. And I think she should try to wrestle when it's short time in the round because the worst position for Maia to be is on her back in this fight. Casey O'Neill, she's going to have to figure out how to get her kicking game and jab game and check hook game kind of going without getting clipped with the right hand. And ideally, O'Neill wants to be competitive in the striking enough to get the body lock, and I think she may struggle to get takedowns if she can't at least be a threat on the feet. So she has to kind of stamp herself that she can land some kicks and some shots early to get some takedowns. And her game plan, though, is definitely going to be to clinch, get on top, where she could control and beat Maia up. And if she can get on top of Maia, I think she could probably wear on her, get her tired, and take over the fight. But I'm pretty impressed with how Jennifer Maia has been improving even at her older age and deep into her career. She's coming in better shape. She has her weight cut issues under control. Her boxing and her wrestling have clearly improved. And I'm going to take Maia here to give Casey O'Neill a bit of a vet lesson. I think that Casey O'Neill, I don't know what she's been doing during her knee rehab and if her striking will have leveled up. But personally, from what I saw in the Roxanne fight and some of her others, I think that Maia, she can use her footwork to pull counter and use her boxing like she did in her last fight. She can win. I don't see Maia wilting and getting tired or being easy to finish when she's taken down. So if she gets taken down, she just needs to stay composed, try to maybe get back up to her feet. But even if she can't, know that she has 2 more rounds to work. And I don't think she's going to be taken down. But if she does, I do see her being able to stay calm, maybe use a half guard sweep or leg attack to get back up to her feet, or maybe drop that round, like I said, come back for the next one. Casey O'Neill is a fighter who I think could be a future contender. She brings in tangibles like aggressiveness, mindset, and the edge that most girls can't compete with. And you couple that with her strength and her conditioning. Once she gets some more experience and skills on the feet, I think she could be a handful for anyone. But right now I'm going to pick Jennifer Maia to get the upset here and win via 29-28 decision.